Barstool Sports. Titus, Brandon Walker, Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports. I'm Mark Titus. Brandon Walker is at a funeral. Thoughts are with him and his family. We are live from Chicago. It is Friday, January 12th, and here's what I want to talk about, the weather, boys. I want to talk about the weather. We here in Chicago, I thought this was going to be all across the country. It doesn't seem to be that way. It seems to just be us in Chicago. We're getting a shit ton of snow. I called my family in Indiana. I called my family in Ohio. They're like, we have no idea what you're talking about. It's a little cold, but it's not supposed to be too bad today. Here in Chicago, it's just fucking dump trucks of snow everywhere. So yeah, we all had our struggles getting in here, but also tomorrow the Dolphins-Chiefs game is starting to build into a legendary cold football game status. It's the chatter is the numbers that are being thrown out, I think are being more and more exaggerated. Minus 30 we're up to.
Yep.
Which would be, I saw someone say that would be like the coldest football game in 40 years if it is in fact a minus 30 wind chill. Is that correct, Connor? You're nodding a lot.
I saw the coldest game ever.
Ever?
In the history of ever, yeah. That's what I saw.
Yeah,
that's what I saw.
KC Saturday. Yeah, ML football. Best source for football news on Mostly Sports. The wind chill in Kansas City Saturday night will be dangerously cold per the National Weather Service. It is expected to be a wind chill of negative 30 degrees, one of the coldest games ever. So, again, I am famously on this show not a clueless anti-football pussy. I think that's what a lot of people say about me. In fact, last night I'm at dinner trying to just enjoy just a nice dinner with my girlfriend. It was a really romantic affair. And a guy interrupts me and is like, Titus, you mind if I get a picture? And I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, but you're one of the biggest non-clueless anti-football pussies I know. And I was like, I appreciate that, man. I did take a picture with him. But I bring that up and I just kind of paint that picture and tell that story for what comes out of my mouth next. I don't like cold weather football. I don't like it. I don't like cold weather.
Why is that?
I don't think. I think it's a gimmick. I think it's a. I don't think it's indicative of who the actual best football teams are. I think you have two teams in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are a finesse bitch team, as we know. The Kansas City Chiefs are maybe a finesse bitch. I don't know. They're not that good of a football team anymore. But I hate that I'm saying this. This is not good. But I want to see actual football. I don't want to see just guys freezing their dicks off. And like that doesn't I think the idea of the old school, like Jack Lambert, like these guys are half paralyzed and their heads are falling off and they're still getting out there and playing football. I think we leave that in the past and we glorify it. And I think we still like exalt what that was. But now, if I'm being completely honest, on Saturday, I would appreciate if I could actually watch football and not just like a circus show where everyone is just freezing their fucking dicks off. Is that controversial?
I don't think it's controversial. I think people definitely romanticize the look, at least, of a snow bowl and the fact that, yeah, it's cool. It reminds you of backyard football. But having to run the ball, every single play or the longest pass play is 6 yards to a tight end.
I think it's going to be a shitty game. And then like 6 years from now, they'll show highlights from that game, and we'll be like, "That was awesome. That was back when men were men." But all of us like actually watching the game are going to be like, "This kind of sucks, dude. This would be so much better if they were in a dome." But also, football's not meant to be played in domes. I don't know. I'm having like a little bit of an identity crisis with this.
Have you ever tried to play a snow football game like with your buddies?
I've played when I played football in high school and the weather sucked, I was a huge pussy about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want any. I saw was it Ezekiel Elliott's quote that they played the Jets and he was like, snow games look so fun until I played in one and this kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it sucks.
Well, you were also a quarterback, right?
Yeah, thank you, Connor. I was, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Pro style or dual threat?
I was a dual threat. The two threats were I could bomb it over my receiver's head, or I could throw it to the other team. The two threats. Every time I dropped back, it was either I'm going to hit the guy going long, but I'm gonna overthrow him by 10 yards, and then I'm gonna actually, in my head, I'm gonna be like, that was fucking sick. Did you see how far I threw that? I just overthrew a receiver.
Let it rip guy.
Or I throw it interception. I was a let it rip guy. I was also, I think I said this on the show before, but I was a guy who tried to get a first down on every play.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a false start on first down and it was now 1st and 15, and they called a pass play, I was not checking it down. I was like, I see the first down line right there. We're going to pick up the first down on this play, and I don't think that's good football. I don't think trying to get. But yeah, the game tomorrow, I don't know. I think that makes me a pussy. It does, but I enjoy watching it on TV. I guess as long as. But the people that are would you guys go to this game if the Eagles were playing in -30, Connor, and you're hosting a playoff game, and your buddy's like, hey, I have an extra ticket tomorrow. You want to go? And I'm assuming you live in Philly. This is everything is very convenient for you. I'm not saying you have to get on a plane and go back to Philly and all that. I'm just saying it's your favorite team. It's a playoff game, but it's -30. Is your reaction like fuck that, or like let's go, man? This is I'll be telling my grandkids about this.
In that case, I would absolutely 100% go.
Yeah.
I would absolutely go. If it was for Penn State football too, oh my God, you have no idea. I would absolutely be there.
Chiefs fans dumping their tickets as low as $57, and I would be that guy. I would be selling my tickets, but But also this is like part of like we need a game like this every so often because that does make it fun. It makes the sport fun, but I think the idea of it is way more fun than the reality of it. If that makes sense.
Like imagine if you were like you had to sit where Jordan Love's mom had to sit in that one game.
Yeah.
The last round.
Yeah, for this game, like where the wind is coming off the top. No, yeah.
Also, like
Fuck
going
that.
to a football game. NFL football is the worst live sports experience, right?
Yeah.
Versus
I
watching on
would agree
TV.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I hate it. But I don't know. This is the game on Peacock too, right?
What an honor.
The Peacock game's going to be
Imagine dying in -30 and it was on Peacock.
Someone might die. Someone really might die. Is that hardcore or is that stupid?
Is there like
if one of your friends died at a football game because he took his shirt off to prove how tough he was and he painted his chest, is that badass or is that just like a moron? I think that's a moron.
Well,
right?
I think the friend that would do it. Everyone would be like, oh yeah, he would definitely die that way. Like everyone knows the guy that would be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. Like for $5, yeah.
He went out doing the one thing he loves, being a stupid fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think. Could you imagine? Everybody, for the most part, even before all this news came out about the weather, I would say was counting out the Dolphins, just because of the fact that it was going to be a cold game before we knew it was going to be -30, whatever they're saying it is now. Could you imagine if the Dolphins did actually go there and win tomorrow?
That would be wild. That would be stunning, right?
You'd have to change your entire perception.
Yeah, they would definitively not be a fit. Or I'm trying to think of how I would get out of this. No, it would just speak more on how bad the Chiefs were this year, how dysfunctional they were. That they let a finesse bitch team beat them in cold weather. No, that is kind of crazy that the spread's only 4.5 to me because. Yeah, I think all of us are talking ourselves into the Dolphins. The Dolphins feel like, at this point, the more I hear about the weather and the more I stare at the Miami Dolphins logo next to -1 degrees and -30 wind chill, it feels like a deal where the Mexican soccer team, they play every time the United States plays Mexico in a World Cup qualifier. For a long time, they played them in Columbus, Ohio, and the reason is because. One, there aren't a ton of Mexicans in Columbus, and so if you played in LA, it's going to be like 80% Mexican fans. The other is that they always play it in October or November when it's cold as shit. And the first time they ever did it, the Mexican players did not come out to warm up. They just waited until the very second kickoff happened, and then they came out and got their ass worked. And I'm just picturing that. The more time that goes by, I'm just picturing that the Dolphins are not even going to warm up. They're all just going to be huddled in the locker room shivering, which is not the case. Why does that happen? You think that Miami, not all these guys are from Miami.
Yeah,
there are dudes on the roster, right, that are not from Miami. But
Tyreek Hill being from Kansas City.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill has experience playing in this.
Yeah.
That's not enough of a storyline, or is it? I'm just missing it. I feel like everybody's talking about the weather.
Yeah.
No one's talking about Tyreek Hill coming back to Arrowhead Stadium in a playoff game, or maybe they are, and I'm just not.
No, it's mainly been the weather.
Yeah. So the 2 football games are Browns, Texans, Dolphins, Chiefs. I think the Texans are going to win. By the way, I like the Texans. I think the Texans are going to win. I think the Browns.
Official choice?
I don't know. Should we bring choices back? Brandon's not here. Yeah. I miss Brandon. Mayo is the new coach for the Patriots. Are we surprised by this?
Very.
Somebody tell me how I should feel, because this was kind of this has kind of happened in all coaching searches. I miss a blockbuster coaching hire in all sports. I'm completely over the guy who's just like was an assistant on staff, or the guy who's like in the family gets promoted or whatever. When a coaching vacancy opens up, I want Nick Saban to be a name that the Patriots. I want a Nick Saban and Bill Belichick to flip roles. Every time a basketball job opens up, Brad Stevens, Billy Donovan, Rick Pitino, these are the names, and nobody's hiring any of these guys. But this seems to be what everyone's doing now. Is just hiring like the guy within the organization already. But I have no idea how to feel about this. Are people excited? Are people?
Not necessarily. I haven't gauged that anybody in the
I
New
think
England
Patriots
side is really.
fans, already considered it a foregone conclusion. They did kind of think about Vrabel there for a second, but it is like the hot new thing to just be like, let's get the 35-year-old in shape,
right,
mildly hot dude
that all the guys on the team already love.
Yeah.
Like
you don't really see like who's really hiring like out of shape coaches these days.
Yeah, we're the slobs, dude.
Like this, not like saying like Nick Saban or Bill Belichick are in bad shape, but they're like skinny fat type, like unathletic guys.
Yeah,
like we need.
Great point.
What happened to the skinny fat coach?
We're getting rid of the skinny fat guys. Like Notre Dame did that with Marcus Freeman. Brian Kelly goes to LSU and they hire the hot ass dude that's just on staff already and all the players love. Great point.
Oh,
speaking of Mayo being hot, what was Che's tweet about this? Like, this was a great picture of him. I thought there had to have been a better picture of Gerard Mayo. That's a great picture.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
That's a great. That's not even a bad picture. I think that's an awesome picture of him. He's got a little smirk going. He's a very handsome man.
I said Quiggs' Twitter was the best. Greer also has a great Twitter. Che, I would say, has the best Twitter, but for the exact opposite reason. Because he just tweets stuff out like this.
Yeah.
That
my New Year's resolution is to not let Che bother me.
He's like the only guy around here that gets under your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's fun. Like him and Nicky Smokes are the two that come to mind, but I would say Che, I don't want to be around at all, but I want nothing but good things to happen in his life because he's like a good dude. And Nicky Smokes, I could totally hang out with for as long as if I had to be around Nicky Smokes for like 8 hours at a time, like I would be fine with that. I could hang out with the guy, but he's kind of a piece of shit, and like I don't want him to be happy outside of her. It's a very confusing thing. Nicky Smokes, we keep saying Smokes is a good person and has a good heart, and I'm yet to see evidence of it.
I can confirm that.
I
can confirm.
Confirm
let's
what?
put out a graphic. Nicky Smokes confirmed, good-hearted kid.
Okay,
Wait, is that a scouting grade of like you scouting him as?
I like hanging out with him. But then every
Yeah.
so often he's just like one of my tricks I do. Whenever I'm walking someone's dog, I just let it shit everywhere, and then it's like, dude, you're a bad person. And he's like, yeah, I am.
I've had some down-to-earth conversations with Nicky Smokes where you strip away the fucking bitches, you strip away the dumpy sack, you strip away all that.
He's a softie under all of
not
that.
a softie, but he has a good heart. As Big Cat
I don't know.
says.
He's just like a guy that's like life hack, and then whatever comes next out of his mouth is just like fraud. It's just like it's like life hack. Just like commit insurance fraud, dude. It's like
How to buy 10 houses with $10,000 down?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I don't think that's a life hack. I think that's a crime. I think what you're describing is a felony.
I can't wait to see him and Frank.
Oh,
shit! In the gambling cave tomorrow.
We're 17 minutes in. We haven't even done the school closings today. This is something I wanted to do with the weather. Edison School in Morton Grove. You guys are closed today. So go ahead and you kiddos waking up, getting ready for school, go back to bed, kiddos. Have a great snow day today. Elgin Math and Science Academy Charter School there in Elgin. Great news for you kids. No school today.
Oh.
Elk Grove High School, Elk Grove Village, closed. We're doing school closings at 9:15 local time. No, I woke up, I saw the news that like all these Chicago schools are closed, and I was like, we should do this on the show. We should just like cut in with what did you want to do, Ebo, on the 8th?
Yeah, traffic and weather together on the 8th.
Well, fuck, it's 9:18. Let's do it.
Should we
Let's
do
do it? Yeah, traffic and weather. Traffic and weather report. Yeah, school closings we're in the middle of. Prairie Hills Elementary School in Markham. Kind of bittersweet news, kids. School is closed, but we're going to be doing e-learning today. So your parents and teachers hate you, I guess is the
E-learning.
e-learning.
I hate adults.
Dude, e-learning would suck. That has to be the worst.
I think snow days are just gone, right?
They are.
Days are gone.
Can I go on a little bit of a soapbox, or are we doing the?
Yeah, no, hold on. Yeah, we got to do it on the 8th.
Yeah.
It's already the 9s though, but quickly do. TJ, do some local traffic or something, or Connor, do local traffic.
I got traffic.
Somebody do local traffic.
All right, folks, here with traffic on the 8s. We have a road closure due to down power lines in Long Grove on Route 83, westbound between Route 53 and Robert Parker Coffin Road. We have that road closure right there. Roads are very icy at the moment, a lot of sludge, so be careful. If you're out there with a car that maybe has bad brakes like mine, stay inside. Now we go to Ebo with the weather.
Thanks, Connor. Looks like we're going to be about 8 to 12 inches of snow here in the metropolitan Chicago area. Not as much in the southern suburbs. Looking about 4 to 8 inches if we get the Doppler radar pulled up. Northern suburbs, you're going to see about 12 to 16 inches of snow here in the Chicago area. Go on and get those shovels out. Maybe get those snow blowers out, too. A lot of snow. Back to you, Mark.
All right. There we go. I love this. Great idea. We're going to win a local Emmy.
Yeah.
We're going to fuck around and win a Chicago Emmy. Yeah, dude, the weather sucks. Are you guys prepared for the Chicago winters? I finally got my coat yesterday. Finally got my coat.
I'll get back to you on Monday.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Today and tomorrow. Picked a great day to do it. That'll be fun.
How much of the dirty work are you going to have to do, or the movers for the most part?
The movers say they're going to do everything, but they did hit us a couple of days ago with like, we're going to keep an eye on the weather and we might cancel on you guys. So I don't know what it's kind of weird because you knew the weather was going to be bad. So the fact that they didn't cancel already, I think is a good thing, because like I don't think they said bad weather means we're going to cancel. I think it was like if the weather gets really, really bad. So hopefully we're still good. If not, we have to be out of the place we're in. Fuck, I don't know what we're gonna do. By the way, that's why we're not doing Henny Friday. Apologies to first of all, I'm retired from Hennessy, so that's why we're not doing Henny Friday, but also I today is one of the bigger days of my life. Buying a house that I can't afford, signing all the papers on that, and trying to move in during a blizzard. So I figured being sloshed off the Henny, of all the days to not do it, it'd be today. What else is going on? The NBA stunk last night. Blowouts in the NBA. The Celtics have lost, I think, 3 out of their last 6 now, blown out by the Bucks. But the one blowout that I want to call attention to is the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Portland Trailblazers 139-77. Scoot Henderson was terrible, and he was like the best player on the floor for the Trailblazers.
He was a minus 56.
Minus 56.
That's crazy.
Did you see the Ernie Johnson clip that they went away from the Bucks Celtics game? He was like, we were gonna toss it to maybe the Thunder game, but they're up by 38 at halftime. So we're going to instead go to Dallas, New York, which I think ended up being a close game. But they throw it over to like the Mavs-Knicks, and the Mavs are up by like 20. He's like, this is the most competitive game we have right now. Why was there a game in Paris, TJ? Did we ever figure that out?
I don't understand. I guess the worldly expansion of sports, but why wouldn't they put Victor Wembanyama, the biggest, like, or Evan Fournier or any French players in this game? I don't understand. It's one game that they went overseas for. Why not do 2 games or a weekend, and why not put the French players in it? It's very stupid to me.
Yeah, just in the middle. Was there a reason? Was there a tie-in? Was this like a French holiday? Was there? Because I didn't even know this was happening, and then until you brought it up, and you're like, "Why are they playing this game in the middle of the day?" I don't know. There's no way of knowing.
They did eat crepes on air.
Who did? The broadcast team?
The sideline reporter ate a crepe, so that was probably why they went.
Just
Do you know who that sideline reporter was?
No.
I'll look it up.
Thanks.
Did the NBA in France? Do you know they've been playing games in Canada for a while in the NBA? That's been going on.
That can't be right.
Yeah. Do they do Mexico City games in the NBA? Well, it is kind of weird that the NBA is a global sport, and the NFL is the league that plays overseas all the time. So I guess this was inevitable that the NBA would start.
we actually missed the Mexico City game already.
The
November
Mexico
9th.
City game already happened.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
was,
I thought.
Magic Hawk.
Magic Hawks.
Yeah, Magic Hawk.
Magic Hawks.
Hawk Magic.
I think NFL is planning on doing like a Brazil game next
I
year.
did see that.
Oh.
Which the NBA Brazil account is like so super massive. Like not to be like a Timberwolves Brazil account, but like sometimes they would tweet out highlights before the NFL would.
Yeah.
The NFL
Well,
Brazil account.
The NFL Brazil account.
Oh, it was like the fastest clipping account on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they got in trouble for doing it because
Because they're not affiliated with the NFL.
no, they are affiliated with the
Oh,
NFL,
really?
but they would beat the actual account
Oh.
every highlight.
All right. What else? U.S. Embassy in Japan gives fake visa for Shohei Ohtani's dog. I hate this dog. I hate. Are we in the middle of a Shohei Ohtani heel turn, or has it already happened at this point? Why the dog? I hate Shohei Ohtani's dog. I officially hate Shohei Ohtani's dog. Why is this dog in the news so much? He goes to Tokyo. He goes to the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo. Our ambassador Rahm Emanuel, he was the governor of Illinois. He was the mayor of Chicago. Why do I know this guy's name around these parts?
I don't know.
He was the mayor of Chicago, I think.
Yeah, he was the mayor of Chicago from 2011 to 2019 before Lori Lightfoot.
And now, because Shohei, yeah, I mean,
That's awesome.
That's way too big.
No, that's
How is he gonna? Yeah, how is he
How
gonna
is he-
take that through customs and
Doesn't
stuff?
even make sense. Well, how big is his wallet? I guess it's pretty big now.
but the dog didn't have a name, right? And then the name ended up being what?
Decoy is the
Decoy.
Yeah.
His dick.
His dog what does that mean?
That's the Japanese word.
Yeah.
What does that word mean in Japanese?
Loosely means decoy, is what they said.
There's no
There's,
way
like,
that's
no
true.
word,
There's no
like-
way that's true. There's no way the Japanese word for decoy sounds kind of like decoy. Decopen is decoy in
I
Japanese.
think
There's
it's like
no
there
way that's
isn't
true.
like an equivalent word, so there's like, yeah,
They just
decoy.
came up with
I think it's
decoy.
decopine. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't hate the dog. The dog's adorable.
Yeah.
But why are we hearing about this dog so much? This is and why do we hear about Kirk Herbstreit's dog all the time? I love golden retrievers. I love that dog, but I still don't really fully understand the story. Is there like does anybody know is there a backstory, or is it just like
I think
suddenly
he's just adorable. I don't know.
I also think the dog is maybe like getting up there in age. I don't know how.
Oh,
old
is
the
that
dog
what it was? And he's just trying to
Yeah, like a little like
live out
you
the
know.
golden years with the dog?
I guess so. I don't know, but
Because he has multiple golden retrievers.
though, yeah. Have you ever seen the
And
videos?
he's had
he
him
puts
for a
out?
while. That's why I was confused, because like he never brought his dogs on the road before, and then suddenly this year Ben's just everywhere. Which like I'm not a hater of his dog. I'm just confused as to why now.
He's getting sideline
getting-
passes and media credentials and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Really shows you that the sports media is going to shit.
Not respecting the biz, huh?
It is proof that like anything can get oversaturated. Like everyone loves golden retrievers, and even to a point where you're like, I can't look at this. Golden
Yeah,
retriever
I'm sick
anymore.
of hearing about this dog. Yeah.
It's just like we used to work as a society, and now I just play with a dog at at the 50-yard line instead of going to work. Like,
Yeah.
give me some takes. Get this dog out of here.
TJ, I want you to run back that what was your tweet that went viral? Oh, this guy's fucking huge or something like that.
Yeah, I gotta find some commitments.
Run that back with the check from.
That's this. Holy fuck!
Yeah.
This visa's
Fuck this
fucking
guy.
huge.
Oh, yeah, the
This is huge.
How the fuck is he gonna fit that in?
Oh shit. I think the one the one you did that went viral, it helped because it said he's giant. He's a giant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
He said this.
I
guy
did
is
run it back
officially-
again with like a Georgia Bulldog commitment, and it got like
And it got-
20,000 likes again.
Yeah.
That's just a cheat code.
What's your most viral tweet, Connor?
Oh, it might have been the time I tweeted at Liv Cowherd.
Nice.
I'll go back and find that. Also, I'm getting alerts that.
Oh, we're on the 8s. It's 9:28.
Oh shoot! Yeah,
It is
no,
not- is that
I
what
was
you're
I was I was talking about Kirk Herbstreit's dog, but yeah, we could get another report.
The city of Hobart in Indiana. You're doing e-learning today. Crown Point Community School Corporation there in Crown Point, Northwest Indiana. School is closed for the day. You will be doing e-learning. It has been called to my attention that Western School Corporation in Indiana, right there next to Kokomo, the entire school corporation, you're on a 2-hour delay.
Ooh.
2-hour delay. So I actually, controversial opinion, I always felt like 2-hour delays were better than school closing. Now I'm going to tell you why. 2-hour delays counted as a school day. School closing you had to make up later. 2-hour delays were also just, they weren't really, like, the schedule gets all thrown off. Every
This is a great take.
every period was like 30 minutes. The teachers are scrambling. They can't figure out what the hell to do. And it was just basically like a free pass of like, we don't have to actually go to a school day. When you get the school closed, you got to make these days up in the spring when you want school to be out and you're still, or by the time the summer rolls, there's like a holiday, a flex holiday.
Yeah.
Which was like President's Day and shit like that, like the holidays that aren't really holidays, or maybe they kind of are. And you got to make it up. But 2-hour delays, you never had to make up. You agree with this, TJ?
This is a great take.
Yeah.
I like, at least the way my high school work is half days, they would just like cut some of the classes and you'd still have full length classes. So you'd have full length, like full effort class and then just leave early. The delay, you got to sleep in. Sometimes you went and like got breakfast with friends or something, which was fun. And then like you said, we had all of our classes still, but they were all like 31 minutes, which is just a nothing.
Yeah, you
nothing
do
burn.
nothing. By the time you're getting into the thick of the class, it's over. And it's great, and it counts as a full day, and you don't have to make it up.
Plus, like if you
awesome.
knew you were gonna have a delay the night before, you could still like stay up late and
Yeah.
play Grand Theft Auto or something.
Hell yeah.
Did you guys enjoy snow days in college? Because I found them actually much more frustrating than anything. Because it's just like you get the day off on Wednesday, and it's like, oh, let's go drink, but it's still like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the professors just expect you to do the full lesson by yourself at home.
Well,
on
yeah, in
Wednesday.
snow days in college, you don't have to go to class in college.
Yeah.
So the snow days in high school felt like a big deal because you got to not go to school that day. Whereas in college, it's like if you could take whatever snow, you could take a snow day in the summer or in the spring. The weather could be perfect, and you could just be like, "Fuck that, I don't want to go to class," and no one's gonna stop you. Whereas in high school, they do. So when you don't have to, when you wake up on a Thursday morning and you don't have to go to school, it felt like you won the lottery. Whereas in college, I did that pretty regularly anyway.
Our high school had like basically a lottery system every day where we didn't have substitute teachers in high school. I don't know if your guys' schools did this also.
Wait.
They got rid of substitute teachers once you got to high school. They would just send you to the dining hall and like hand out packets that the teachers prepared. So like every day there was a board that said which teachers were out that day. So you walked into school and the first thing you saw was how many classes you were gonna have. So everybody would crowd around and wait for them to release the dining hall schedules. And sometimes you got a day where you had like
that's
one
awesome.
class because we only had 6 per day. It was
that's
incredible.
awesome.
I've never heard of that
Yeah.
before. I never heard of a school.
You get
that
a
didn't do
day where
substitute
it lined up like gym, study hall, dining hall, lunch, dining hall, dining hall, dining hall. And be like, I just don't have to do anything today.
Damn.
Did you guys all learned about school being closed on the internet, huh? When you guys were like in high school and stuff?
There was a Twitter.
You guys
for
are
my
young.
school.
We had in Fairfax County, Virginia, this guy Ryan McElveen, who in the early days of Twitter thought he was Woj,
Yeah.
and he was on the school board that would decide if they would like usually send it to the news, and the news would be like,
Yeah.
Fairfax County is closed today. He said, "Fuck that shit, I'm scooping it." And so people would have like Twitter notifications on for him.
That's awesome.
And he would sometimes just be like, "Sorry guys, 2-hour delay today," and he would get like ratioed in the replies.
He was the guy making the decisions. Or
He was
like,
on the school board as like one of the people on the council that was like basically deciding if they would have school the next day or not. And he would scoop the school board on Twitter.
Wow. My parents are both teachers in the county. So Hendricks County, Indiana is all in conjunction with each other. So if one school decides to close, the whole county would close. Yeah. They would all call each other and come up with a decision. It wasn't just the district. And my dad was an athletic director, so he was like on the administrator level of the school. And when I was growing up, we didn't have Twitter. So the only way you could find out your school was closed, probably not the only way, but like the way was you just tune into the local news and they have the ticker at the bottom and you're seeing like Brown County's closed and we're Brownsburg. So we're like, okay, Brown County, and you start rubbing your hands and then it skips by and then it says like whatever, a C, Cass County. And you're like, fuck, where was Brownsburg? That's how you like figured out whether you're closed. But my parents would always find out before the news found out because they would be called and like say, don't come into work. It's closed. And yeah, I was kind of the Woj of my friend group because I would call them and I'd be like, guys, you guys want to come over for a sleepover? We're not having school. And they're like, but the news doesn't say anything. I was like, don't worry about the news. Your boy knows before everybody else.
I am the news.
Yeah. It was such a kids these days don't know that thrill, man, of turning on the local news.
I think.
But they do know the thrill of turning on mostly sports and finding out that if you go to Lincoln School in Joliet, you are closed today. You will be doing e-learning, but like, let's be honest, you can just fuck off with that, just like have your parents teach you how to wiggle your mouse to make it seem like you're online for the e-learning and go out there and build a snowman, you guys. Kelvin Grove and Lockport also closed today. We're going to be doing e-learning. Lockport Township High School as a whole closed, but also, and this is important, no evening activities today. So the recital has been canceled as well. The bake sale going on there in the cafeteria, that will not be going on. Apologies to the band. I know you guys had regionals coming up and you're trying to raise money to be able to go to regionals. Looks like you're not going to be able to go. The bake sale has been called off. So there's also that. Yeah, there's your update. This is exhilarating.
It is great.
It's exhilarating. I love this. What's the traffic? Still bad? What's the weather? Weather update. Still
Not looking good out there. Get your parkas on. Get your windbreakers on. 34-mile-an-hour gusts at Midway. You might have trouble taking off. There might be delays. Make sure you bundle up. We don't want anyone getting hypothermia out there.
Don't be getting hypothermia. Who's the... Yeah, there's the radar. Look at those assholes in Indiana and Ohio. This is why my family was like, yeah, we don't know what you're talking about. God damn it, dude.
Why is there a big gap?
That pisses me off.
When in doubt in meteorology, you just say Gulf Stream, and then that answers the question.
El Nino?
This is also a great visual for when I told people I'm moving to Chicago, and they're like, well, you're from the Midwest. You can handle Chicago winters, right? I'm from the part that's not snowing. I'm from the part that right now is 40 degrees and rainy versus 20 degrees and purple. And bright purple. What the hell, dude? Cars.com. I want to talk about Cars.com. Cars.com is Brandon leaves and they decide to jump back in. Interesting. Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect cars, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there is a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Connor Griffin. You're going to be on Cars.com very soon, it sounds
like. Maybe. I tried driving to the office today. I made it about I could give the full story. I was trying to go to Target.
We'll give the full story after this. Because I do want to bring this up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was trying to drive to the office today, and I had to turn back around because I could not drive on these roads. So, I might be in the market for a new car if I can't get my brakes.
What kind of car do you have right now?
It's a Kia Optima.
Which is is that the hamster car?
No, that was the Kia Soul.
Okay.
But I guess it's kind of hamster adjacent.
I have a hamster adjacent car. Go to Cars.com. Get yourself a new car, Connor, because that piece of shit you're driving right now is not getting the job done. So Connor, we'll do this now. Obviously Brandon's not here. I was going to reach out to someone to fill in for him as we've done on the show before. Brandon's missed a lot of shows, as you guys know. We did not have someone fill in because I don't want to get hopes up, but there was maybe going to be a surprise later in the show. I would put it at like a 30% chance, but it was enough of a chance that I didn't want to have someone else be in the chair and then kick them out and all that stuff. So I thought we'd leave the chair open. The boys will have a little fun chatting it up. Leave the chair open, and maybe we get surprise at some point during the show. Maybe we don't. But in planning for a show without Brandon bringing his goofy ass silly energy to the show, I got a little diabolical last night because I knew it was just going to be us, and I thought I'd have some fun. So at like 9 p.m., I text the group chat, and I said, Connor, the plan for tomorrow is we're leaving the chair empty because there might be a surprise, maybe not, we'll see. But we're going to do most of the show with the chair empty. And by the way, Connor, if you prepare a game, I wouldn't be mad. And I just left it at that. And then Connor was like, I'm really fired up about that. And then I said, yeah, it's not an assignment. I'm not telling you have to prepare a game. But if you wanted to prepare a game, if you bring a game into Mostly Sports tomorrow, I will not shoot it down. I will entertain it. And I did that on purpose, Connor, because as it turns out, and maybe you know this, but I'm going to tell this to you now, I don't – your game – whatever game you came up with or didn't come up with, I'm sure it would be fun. But the game was me telling you can prepare a game and then watching what happens next. That was the game. The game was just me floating like a vague idea of you preparing a game and then letting you run with that and see where you take it. That's why I did that.
I'm trying to find my exact response. I think I said, Mark, I'm going to stay up all night and think of the best game ever.
I knew you would. So you then text us this morning that you're running to Target to prepare for the game and your brakes are failing in the snow and there's just chaos. So would you like to tell us what the last 12 hours have been like for you as you have prepared for the game?
Yeah.
Although, hold off on that because it is 9:38. So
all right.
We're going to first explain that the East Chicago Lighthouse Charter School is closed today. They will be doing e-learning. The East Chicago Urban Enterprise Academy there in East Chicago, Indiana, you are closed today as well. You'll be doing e-learning. The Academy at Forest View in Arlington Heights, great news for you guys, closed today. And it says here on the sheet, no e-learning. So go have some fun. Go sledding today, Go have a day. And traffic, do we have a traffic update?
Yes, actually, multiple traffic updates. We are closed again due to down power lines in Vernon Hills on Town Line Road. That's Route 60 for those of you wondering at home, between Aspen Drive and Deer Path Drive. So be clear of that as you're driving to work this morning. The exit ramp is closed due to disabled vehicle on the Tri-State Tollway right around I-294, I-80 on southbound off-ramp to northbound. I have no idea what any of this means, by the way. I'm just reading Twitter.
Dude, that's how it was. Do you remember growing up and listening to the radio? You're riding in the car with your parents and you listen to shout out Mimi Pierce in Indianapolis. She'd be in the chopper and she'd chime in on WFMS, the country station, and she'd just be like, she was great. She was a great traffic woman. This is not an indictment of Mimi Pierce, but holy shit, I had no idea what she was saying at any point. She's just like, it's just like a diarrhea of road names and closures and I remember turning to my dad at times and I was like, did that do anything for you? He's like, I have no idea what that means.
You got to be locked in.
Yeah.
The New Jersey 101.5 traffic people always had my mom in a blender.
Yeah.
Fuck, I missed it. We got to go. We got to listen for another 12 minutes.
It is crazy that they just had to, until we had GPS data, they just had to be in helicopters.
Helicopters, dude.
I do remember every news station having a helicopter traffic person.
They're looking.
They were rock stars, dude. Helicopters in local news are. We have a guy, Dave Calabro, Channel 13, still doing it. Operation Football. Fucking gets in a helicopter on Friday nights and just helicopters around to football games and shows up like he's Santa Claus. He just lands a helicopter on the practice field of high school football games and then has a big bag of Channel 13 plastic footballs he tosses into the student section. They get a little B-roll for the highlight package later in the night. Then he gets back in the chopper and goes to another game. And even when I was 14, I remember just thinking that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
These local news stations. How many helicopters do they have? This is crazy. Anyway, I love the for the next traffic. Give us something outside of Chicago.
Okay.
Just give us an update on Oklahoma City traffic.
What's the?
We are national. We're a worldwide show, so we need.
Are we trying to win a local Emmy or a national Emmy?
Great point.
Maybe one on
could
the
we win an
LA
Emmy?
Expressway.
Could we be the first show to ever win a local Emmy in 2 cities?
We're trying to win
the double champ.
A foreign language Emmy.
Oh.
Maybe give us Mexico traffic update in Spanish.
Traffic in Mexico is
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that.
El Trafico.
All right, back to the game you were prepared.
Yeah, I got that text from Mark, and
Hey, here we go.
hello.
Here we go. This is exciting.
How's it going?
The surprise is here.
Connor.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
How's
you.
it going? TJ. Nice to meet you.
Ron.
How we doing, Ron? Good to see you again. Good to see you. Oh my God, the surprise! Ron Coomer of the Chicago Cubs, ladies and gentlemen. A man that I don't get starstruck often, Ron, but when you walked in today, I was starstruck.
You sure about that?
Yeah, he's the best. He calls you have reached certainly in my house and a lot of houses, you have reached the status of like people mute TV to listen to you and Pat call the games. How does that make you feel? Are you uncomfortable hearing that? Are you?
We hear it some, but our whole broadcast team with Pat and I and Zach, and then the other guys too, Boog and JD, our buddies. Baseball. The one thing I'll say about baseball is it is made for radio.
Yeah,
baseball is the one sport that is made for radio, so it does lend itself. And so many people, because of the time that we play, listen to us in their car.
Yeah.
I did as a kid, and we, so there's some of that. But I just, I'm very fortunate to be sitting next to Pat Hughes, and so anything that's said, it's you be thankful and enjoy what you're doing, because I am in one of the best seats in sports. That's for sure.
Yeah. You got the World Series ring on too. Dude.
Yeah, it is Cubs convention. You gotta.
May I?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is.
I'm shaking my hand.
Yeah.
Look at my hand. Dude.
I think.
Look at my hand. I'm shaking.
I just think when we as an organization, you did something like that hadn't been done in so long.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I love bringing that to
awesome.
The kids. I grew up here in the city.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of World Series rings going around, Garfield Ridge and Clearing, where I grew up by Midway Airport. There just weren't a lot of that. So, now I try to, you talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Kids see that, and I think that's important.
Yeah, I'm very much a Chicago Cubs fan. It's the only pro team that I care about. I can't get into pro sports, really. I like pro sports, but I can't get into like one specific team except for the Cubs because it's a family thing, and it was my grandfather who passed long ago was a huge Cubs fan. So let's talk Cubs then, obviously.
Yeah, right.
So the World Series hangover, we win the World Series in 2016. Yep. I think every Cubs fan was like, if I just get one, I'll never ask for anything again. A little time has passed. It's not true.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a little antsy.
Yeah.
It's not been I'm going to say it. You can hopefully you can put a silver lining on this. We haven't really done much in the offseason.
We haven't, no. And there's a reason for that. That's not by design of the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs were after a couple high-profile guys that didn't work out. They ended up in Los Angeles. And when once that happened, now there's one agent in sports. Boris has the three top offensive players.
Yeah.
And they're all three guys that the Cubs would want to go after. So he understands the market and how to play the market. And that's not gonna happen quick. It's just not, and you have to realize that. It's frustrating for fans.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's frustrating for Jed Hoyer. So you just got to let that process play out a little bit. I would be shocked if Bellinger does not end up in Chicago. I'll say that.
Good.
He
seems to like it. I mean, I know
he does. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
You look at his year last year. Everything worked out really well for him. So I expect him to be back. But you never know. Cubs will be active, before we get whacking baseballs in Arizona. But
yeah,
we're just gonna have to wait a little bit.
Last year was tough. Last year was a fun team, but what happened down the stretch in your estimation?
First, I think it kind of caught everybody off guard that we were going to be buyers instead of sellers.
Yeah.
The Cubs, right at the deadline, right before the deadline, they won 11 in a row. And Rossi, had a team and they got back in the race. And I think that was part of the issue. And then when you get into September, we had some injury issues, bullpen in particular. When Fulmer went down and Alzolay went down, you just got guys pitching in spots that they'd never pitched before.
Yeah.
And you can't play playoff caliber baseball with that. And so then we saw the result.
The one big move is obviously David Ross getting fired and Craig Counsell hiring him. You've been in this game, in this business, a really long time. It felt from the outside looking in a little ruthless, but how much, how I guess surprised, or like how was it the right decision? Like what were the emotions of that? Because I'm sure you know Rossi well, and like anybody that does know him seems to have nothing but great things to say about him. But also, Craig Counsell seems to be a great manager. So like help me as a Cubs fan through that process of like seeing a World Series winning catcher, a legend for the Cubs, who we all love, being kicked to the curb, and then you hire the rival manager from up the road.
Very shocking. Yeah, I was very surprised. David is a great guy. He was my locker mate my last year playing his first full season, my last year in L.A., and very good guy. Thought he did a very good job. The Cubs, thought that having the ability to get Counsell, who is, a seasoned manager, another really good guy. I've known Counts, since he was at Notre Dame. So I've known him a long time. Very shocking. I felt really bad for David. I thought he did everything he was asked to do. It didn't work. They wanted to make a move. Craig Counsell's going to be a very good manager. Yeah. He really is. He's a very good manager, a good guy, and he's a winner. And so is David. But Counts, we know, is a winner, and we'll see how this goes. But it was shocking. Yeah.
Shohei to the Dodgers. Talk about like the whole sport of baseball. Is this good for baseball? Is this bad for baseball? Maybe it's somewhere in between. But like the idea now that the Dodgers they've spent more money in this offseason than like the rest of the majors combined.
Well, they spent $1 billion on a couple players. $1 billion.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It just goes to show you our sport is not in bad shape, right?
Yeah.
And there's money out there. It's going along. We're going to be fine as a business. Dodgers are going to be tough to beat. I'll say that. They're going to be tough to beat, man. They got some kind of lineup, and if they can pitch it, that's the team to beat.
You just hope they beat themselves like they tend to do. Last thing, and then we can let you go. I apologize, by the way. This studio is scorching hot, and I'm getting hotter. And
well,
76 degrees.
I was outside in the snow and that, and we were drifting around, and so I'm dressed for being outside, having to walk from building to building.
So our AC is broken, but don't worry, Ron. They put a Post-it next to it that's been up there for 3 weeks that says we'll fix this eventually. So,
it's okay. No
what's the baseball is a sport that is timeless. It is I think that maybe is why that it's the one pro sport that it's passed on from generation to generation. You listen to it on the radio, all these things. But at the same time, baseball is trying to modernize for young people that are on TikTok and don't have the attention span. So like they're trying to like tweak the game to make it the television ratings be great, all that. What would you say is the number one thing that when you watch baseball today and you think back on your entire life playing baseball, you still just have not gotten used to that part of the game where you're like, this game feels it looks the same, but there's something a little different. I can't believe they do it this way now in 2023.
There's a few things, but I would say the thing that stands out to me the most is the edge that players had playing the game years ago is no longer the same. No contact in our game now. That's been washed away.
Yeah.
Knocking guys down or protecting your own teammates, all that has been taken away.
Yeah.
So a lot of that part of the game is no longer. So when you see a little bit of that, everybody freaks out and you're like, wow, that wasn't even that bad. And so that part of the game, I think everybody playing the game a certain way now, not taking a guy out at second base. If you didn't do that years ago and you came back to the dugout, the manager didn't have to say
You're talking like on a double play.
Yeah, double play.
Slide in a second, slide into the...
if you didn't do that, the manager didn't have to say anything because you had 20 guys on the bench going, what are we doing here? Are we trying to win or are you taking them out to dinner tonight? Or what do we got? So that was, there's a big difference. And then some of the new rules, the pitch clock I think was good. Changing the bases to me, I was like, really? So you throw a pizza box out there? That's different than what we got. So all that, but some of the rules are for the better. I think they need to be tweaked a little bit, but all in all, our game is still played the same. It's pretty good.
That's one thing that I'm struggling with as I'm getting older, Ron. Is I'm approaching 40 is all, but I feel like I'm twice
trade
that
ya.
age. Yeah. Is I the realization that I'm turning into my dad and my grandpa,
Yeah.
and like you're turning on sports and you're kind of bitching about like uniforms, even like the Cubs are wearing the Wrigleyvilles. What are we
Yeah,
doing? Like
right.
get these city uniforms.
Sponsors
out
on a
of- yeah,
uniform.
What are we
What
doing?
the, yeah, right.
That's
right,
not.
right.
Where are the pinstripes? Get
Yeah,
them out of here.
right.
I lied. One more thing, and then I promise we will let you go. I appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely. Great
This
to be
is-
here.
Honest to God,
No.
you're a legend, and
What a cool place you got her.
This,
Yeah.
This is incredible.
It's awesome. So Ebo, the doofus on the couch over there,
Uh-huh.
is a big Baltimore Orioles fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he spent most of the baseball season telling us how the Baltimore Orioles were going to win the World Series.
Okay.
They got
He was
swept.
close.
Was it swept?
Well, you got to the playoffs.
With an asterisk,
Yeah. Okay.
because the power of Creed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The Rangers. So I know the AL East. You're hyper focused on the Cubs, and maybe the Baltimore Orioles aren't your area of expertise, but you're a baseball guy, so we have you here. Can you give him some sliver of hope that the Baltimore Orioles? He seems to think that the young core is going to be fine moving forward. The Orioles are going to be a contender for a while.
Orioles are definitely a contender. They've got a bunch of really talented young guys. They're a great manager. Brandon Hyde it was probably, he was here. Great guy, great manager. Took his lumps a little bit and while they were building this team, and now they're a good team. And the thing about Hyder that I love is he makes everybody accountable. Nobody gets a free pass, right? Nobody gets that, that's so-and-so, let him be. No. Hyder's a blue-collar manager that's going to make everybody accountable. Baltimore's going to be a force in the East, and that's a tough division.
There you go, young core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win it next year.
Yeah. The young core will always be back.
Ron Coomer, thank you so much.
My pleasure, man. It's great to be here. I've had a great time bouncing around
the,
today.
The second we get off air, I'm going to call all my family and be like, "You'll never believe who's on the show," and they'll all lose their minds.
Like, why didn't you have Pat on?
Thanks so much,
My
man.
pleasure, man.
This is
Yeah,
awesome.
great. Yeah.
That was awesome.
He's the
Cool.
man. Ron's the man. God, I need a swig
What a
water.
cool
I need
place,
a second
man.
to reset.
Yeah, this is really a cool place.
Thank you so much.
You'll see me at the golf simulator here. pretty
Oh, let's go.
right?
Step
Nice
up, hit a hole in one.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh God, it's so hot.
Yeah,
It's so hot in here.
yeah.
76.
Been like this for 2 months.
Yeah, yeah. This is how. Yeah, can you?
Shorts and flip flops.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah. You guys take care.
All right.
See you, Ron.
I need a second. So this is how baseball works. Is it is obviously a regional game, and you have your team, and you're so hyper focused on your team that you kind of don't know what's going on with other teams. But Ron Coomer is a fucking legend in the Cubs organization. He is. He's no disrespect to the Cubs TV broadcast, but when I watch the games, I throw Pat and Ron on the radio. I'm one of those guys. I listen to the radio as I watch the game because him and Pat Hughes are so awesome, and I got to wear his World Series ring, dude.
Yeah. It's a great screenshot.
That was incredible. That was so cool. He's the best too. He's like the nicest guy in the world. He's, as you could tell, he's like so humble, and that was the surprise. I wanted Ron Coomer to. I can't believe that was awesome.
And he
Do you-
delivered.
Do you do the thing where you mute the put
Yeah.
the radio on? I like doing that sometimes with I can do it on the MLB app on. You can pair it now, but
Yeah, John Shambi does the TV, who I like, and he does college basketball games, or at least he used to. He's great. It's just there is something about hearing it on the radio that's
Yeah.
it's
There's something special
incredible.
about a good radio booth.
Yeah.
The Yankees booth, it might be time to hang it up for
Oh, really?
Sterling, which sucks, but
Yeah, and baseball lends itself to radio. It lends it's just so
yeah,
it's so
soothing.
soothing,
Mm-hmm.
romantic. This is what I always whenever people want to have the Chicken Little discussion about baseball. The sky's falling and the ratings are, no one cares about baseball anymore and all that sort of thing. Because look at the young crowd. The young crowd just doesn't have the attention for baseball. You get older. You do get older, and I think like these people, like the 13-year-olds that right now don't give a shit about baseball in the way that I cared when I was 13. They will eventually turn 40, and I'm gonna go ahead and guess that they're not just like having ADD brain on TikTok at all times when they're 40, and at some point they're going to like chill out and they're going to find baseball, and they're going to learn that like mowing your grass as you're listening to a baseball game is like the coolest thing ever, which when you're young, you're like, that does not sound fun at all. It is. It's awesome. It's soothing. He's got a great voice too, Ron. Coom Dog. The Coom Dog was on Mostly Sports. That was incredible. I didn't even ask him about Marcus Stroman signed with the Yankees, TJ.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be interesting. I'm backing on the Yankees this year officially, or pre-officially, I guess, because the season hasn't started yet. But I'm gonna care. I didn't care at all last year. Did not like Marcus Stroman.
Yeah.
But every Yankees fan is like, I guess we like Marcus Stroman. I think he's actually like the right villain for a New York market. The media's gonna fucking hate him though.
He hates Barstool, right?
Yeah,
he hates us.
He might have. By chance, someone in this room blocked. And I'm like, he doesn't have me blocked, but he has a lot of Barstool people blocked.
He last night. I saw this on Twitter. A fan made a New York Yankees jersey swap edit of him.
Yeah,
that he posted on his Instagram story, and in turn, Marcus Stroman blocked the guy who made the edit.
Yeah, he's
that type of guy. He's just like, I don't know.
He's
the worst.
He is.
He played at Duke. He's a Duke guy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Hello.
Dude, I put on Coom Dog's World Series ring. I mean,
I tried to steal it. Dude,
he's the best.
It also, like, it couldn't have been better that Coom Dog came by today when we're just getting dumped snow, and it's like his voice just is summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he opened his mouth, and I was like,
Yeah.
Like, I wish we could just hire him to just, like, talk to me whenever, like, the weather gets really bad.
I'm doing chores around the house. The second I hear his voice, I'm just like cleaning my house. And
it's like a nice summer day, and I'm in the car.
Taking my dog on the walk.
Yeah. You're fucked.
What?
I mean.
Oh, moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
This is the worst day possible to me.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Is like the moving truck coming today?
The moving truck's coming tomorrow.
Oh, then you're fine.
So hopefully
the roads will be plowed.
The roads will be fine. We're getting the keys today, so we were hoping to move like a little stuff. Like just load up the car and move some stuff over today. But
I hope everyone brought their appetite because hibachi. Like half the people aren't going to show up to the office today, and we have a hibachi chef in the middle.
He's still coming.
He's already set up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in the middle of the court.
I will take so much hibachi.
We need to do hibachi day every month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
I actually think, though, that we're screwed because, like, getting lunch every day is ruining us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. February 1st is going to suck.
It's going to be the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I might have to crunch the numbers and see if we can just continue this.
There's something about the surprise, too, of not knowing what it's going to be.
Every day.
It's so fun.
We come down at 11:45. I'm like, ooh, what could it be?
What is going to...
Oh, well, it's lunch.
I did feel bad that the studio is 76 degrees, and Coom Dog is just sweating his balls off over there.
He's in Florida a lot.
We ushered him out quickly. But
all right, well, I just wanted to say hi. What have you guys been talking about?
We've been doing we're reading the school closings.
Traffic updates, weather
updates.
My daughter's school starts at 8:30 in the morning, and they sent an update, and they're like, "We're doing an early closure today at 10 a.m." I was like, well,
so you're going into school?
Well, no. My wife was like, yeah, why would I bring her in?
Take her out
for an hour and a half.
We were also talking about 2-hour delays being better than the school being closed because you don't have to make those up. And when you're a 2-hour delay,
you can go out and play a little bit.
Yeah.
Morning.
And then the day at school is not even really a real day, and it's just chaos because, more so in elementary, not so much, but like in high school when you had the periods, like they're going so fast that
you power through them. I am now though on the opposite side. Any type of school cancellation delay is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, because
as a parent, you got to get the kids to school.
Yeah,
just get them to school. I don't give a fuck. Just get them to school. Find a way to get them to school. It's just like I understand it now from a totally different perspective. When we're kids being like school, snow days rock and all this stuff. It's like no, get them to school. We'll bundle up. We'll get them to school.
What else did we talk about? The weather game and I had a very your thoughts on a game in Kansas City where it's supposed to get to -30 wind chill, and I said that 5 years from now, we'll look back fondly on it and be like, that was fucking awesome. But actually, when we're watching the game, it's not going to be good football.
Oh, I think it's going to be good football.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's going to be good football. I do. I think I can't remember who we were talking. I think it was Baldy. We were asking him, can you tell a team as like quit when it's cold? And he's like, it shows up in tackling. That's the number one thing. So I think we might get some points. I might go be like, hey, you know what? Everyone's gonna go under because it's cold.
But they're not gonna be able to tackle.
Right, because he says like you can tell like
interesting.
guys are maybe not as interested in wrapping up. They're gonna like throw their body. They're just not. There's not that level of like you can just feel it. So yeah, maybe.
I think bad weather. I think I have no basis in this, but I would guess that like 80% of football players actually hate playing in the cold. But you're not allowed to say it.
Yeah,
Kurt
Warner gets roasted for it.
Yeah,
yeah.
You have to be a badass in the second. Like, but the Ezekiel Elliott quote from this past, they played in the snow game against the Jets, and he was like, I always wanted to play in a snow game, but it turns out it fucking sucks.
Yeah, right.
It turns out
I like
sucks.
it just because I feel like it is. It's like the one thing you can depend on, like the old school cliche of like, yep, comes January, you got to run the football, you got to stop the run.
Yeah.
You do those two things, you can win a Super Bowl. Not true, but feels true.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else? You were saying we were doing your game too, right?
Oh yeah, I cooked up a game for today that we were gonna do.
Well, let me hear it.
I want to say
I had it was diabolical. I texted Connor at 9 p.m. last night, and I just said I didn't tell him to prepare a game. I just said if you prepare a game tomorrow, I won't be mad. And it
That's
wasn't
very passive aggressive.
Yeah, and it wasn't because
I'd be so mad if that.
It wasn't because I wanted to see the game that he prepared, although I do. If you did prepare one, we'll play it. It was more that I wanted to just see what Connor did with that text.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what happened next.
A little test. Yeah, the passive
Jesus.
aggressive. I was on a passive aggressive text off this morning because obviously I woke up, saw the snow.
Yeah.
So I texted Mitch Rosen, who came in with Coomer, and I was like, hey, if you guys if it's not safe for you guys to get here, like we can reschedule. And he's like, no, we'll be there. And he's like, but if it's a problem for you, we can reschedule. We're just like, all right, let's just do it. All right, like what the fuck are we doing?
Well, so
Because there's nothing better than canceling plans.
that's the best.
It's the best feeling in the world.
And I made it clear this was not an assignment.
Right.
You did not have to do this. I
But-
just said if you did do it, I wouldn't be mad.
You sent me that at 9. I then from 9 to 12 was thinking of a game,
Okay.
and then I set my alarm for 4:45 in the morning,
Oh my god.
so I could prepare the game. Because I finally had a great idea, and I had it. I was ready to go, but I needed to go to Target this morning to pick up some props for it.
Okay.
A little tease. It's related to my shirt.
Okay.
I'm wearing a Baby Yoda shirt for anybody who's listening to the podcast. But I was going to go to Target and pick up some stuff. I got on the roads, Big Cat. My car, I couldn't make, 2 minutes into the drive, my car was just swerving.
Two-wheel drive?
I don't know. I should know
You
that.
must be, yeah.
It's a Kia Optima, if you know anything about
Yeah,
Kia
it's probably
Optimas.
front-wheel drive.
But I don't know what the problem is.
It's front-wheel drive. That's the problem.
But I know I had bad brakes, too.
Oh, that's also a problem.
Because I would be driving 5 miles
That's a
an
problem
hour.
without snow.
Exactly. I realize that now. My brakes,
Brakes are a problem all the time.
How did you figure out your brakes?
they were making weird noises the past, ever since I drove back from Philly. Ever since I drove the 11-hour drive, I was driving around town. I'm like, yeah, my brakes kind of sound funny. And then I was driving today. I try and stop at a stop sign after I was maybe going 5 miles an hour, and I just kept going. And I got stuck twice.
Yeah, you're definitely driving like a front-wheel drive car in
Yeah.
the snow.
So anyway, also the roads weren't really plowed by me. So I was going to go to Target, had to ditch that. I turned back around to my apartment. I couldn't get into my garage because there was ice on the pathway to get into my garage. So I'm trying to get uphill on this pathway, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is just totally scrapped. So I was going to go to Target.
So where'd you leave your car?
I eventually
Got it in the
after
garage?
5 minutes, I thought I was going to have to call I don't know who I would call in that scenario. State Farm. So, I didn't know what to do.
Definitely not State Farm.
I don't know. So eventually, I did power up the pathway to get into my garage and park my car there. I'm not driving that thing until the snow is totally off the ground.
You're gonna call do you think Jake would pick up and just be like, all right,
Well, roadside assistance or something. I don't know. But anyway,
Just some agent
I got it.
that works at a strip mall in Evanston answers
Yeah,
the phone.
it's
and
just like, what do you want me to do, dude?
that sucks.
But I was blocked. There's only one way in and out of our garage, and I was blocking it. So I was scared to death that there was going to be somebody who.
Oh, when you inconvenience other people, that feeling is the worst.
So I was sweating. I was flustered. But the main thing I was thinking of was like, I'm not going to be able to show my game on the show today, which sucked.
And this right here is exactly why I sent that text.
Yes.
Not because I wanted to play Connor's game. It's because I knew whatever happened next would be a good story.
So wait, do you have a game?
I do have a game, but it needs the props. And I also was going to come in this morning.
Well, just explain the game without the props.
Because I can't explain it because I want to play it later. I want to play it later. It's related to my shirt. I was going to record some stuff in the green screen room this morning for it.
Okay, that's why you woke up at 4:45.
So I could lay the groundwork for it, and so I could also record some stuff. It would have been electric. I hype up the manifesto. I hype up this. Like I swear.
I kind of want to just play the game without the props or the green screen.
There's a bunch of stuff that goes into it.
I know.
A bunch of moving parts.
How elaborate is this game?
It's elaborate. And I can't say what it is because when it does come, I want it to be a surprise. But I'm thinking maybe sometime in the summer when we're like.
What a tease.
Wait, we're going to do the game in the summer?
Yeah, like
he's waiting for the snow to clear. He's got to wait till August.
Because I need to go to Target. I
can't go to Target until July now.
No. I'm saying until people are. I'm assuming are going to be on vacation in the summertime or something like that. Maybe Brandon's out a day, or we don't have sports to talk
we'll
about.
Record a special. We'll record the game, and then someday when we're on vacation for July 4th, we'll run your game.
We could do that too. Or I'm just saying, if it's a dry period in the summer where all there is to talk about is like the dog days of baseball, maybe then we break out the game. And
I have to know what this game.
I'll tell you off camera.
We have the name.
I want to know this game
I'll
badly.
I'll tell you off camera.
Would it ruin the surprise if you're doing it in the summer? How many people are going to remember?
I don't want them to remember.
I'm saying
I get your point.
Say it now. No
you
one.
could tell me right now. I won't remember in an hour.
Yeah, when we do this in July,
I see your point.
Gonna remember this game.
I will tell Big Cat. I will tell nobody.
I'm gonna tell
else.
everyone.
No, you can't.
We'll plug our ears. Me and Mark and
here.
DJ, we're plugging.
Text me it. I'll read it and I'll give you my reaction. I promise I will not say. I'm giving you my word. I will. You can read my reaction.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. Text me the game. Because I also have never seen Star Wars, so I don't even know if I'll understand the game. But now the listeners and the viewers can get how exciting the game is off my reaction. I'll react.
Star Wars was just the backdrop. It was not necessarily a Star Wars game.
Okay, text me the game. Text me the game. I'm going to react. You guys can read my. You know what? I'll make a chart for you guys.
Yeah, that's
chart
good.
Guy. I'll make a chart based on how I think the game is going to go. I got a pen here.
I love Connor so much.
You're a weird cat,
Mark. What you've accomplished?
Yeah, I feel like you don't get a lot of doses of Connor, Big Cat.
I do a little bit. Like
game.
every time I learn something about Connor, I'm like, that guy's weird.
TJ, you're right. This was the
maybe
game.
the game was this memory
was
that
this.
we're making
I
right
knew
now.
this was going to happen.
Maybe we're winning the game.
That's what I said. The game, I'm sure, will be fun. Maybe it won't. We'll probably never even play it. I sent the text specifically for what has just happened the last 10 minutes.
Okay, he sent it to me.
Yeah. Get the reaction.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be weird.
Yeah.
I think you can say the name of the game and it won't spoil anything.
Connor, by the
if
way,
you do the game correctly, this is not spoiling.
I disagree.
This is just the title of the game, Connor.
I know.
You could just say this. I'm almost going to break the pinky swear because this is not spoiling anything.
All right.
Say the name. Say what you texted me. Say the name.
It was a Star Wars themed murder mystery.
There he is. That's not that. There's no spoiler in that.
That could be anything.
Yeah, right. No, but I don't know why that was a top secret. That literally is just like that will just get people more excited for the game.
Maybe,
that does not spoil a goddamn thing.
You're right.
I texted him 12 hours before we were live.
Yeah.
I cooked up an entire murder mystery.
You could have, Connor. You could have just done like Broussarded or Bedarded and come in with like 10 topics, and we could have done that.
No, I put together.
You tried to.
That was a zero spoiler name of a game.
I didn't want people to know that it was like a murder mystery.
Oh my god! Well, now we do have to play the game. I mean, now I think you're right. This is going to be something that we do.
Yeah, I'm excited. I might have to invite.
Yeah. Big Cat's
game
going to
now.
play. I now want to do this in the summer, and I want this to be like a 4-hour spectacular.
Yeah, we could. I could build it out more. But Big Cat, the backstory is that
I'm going to say right now, I'd like to be invited to this.
yes,
because this is now my interest is all the way peaked.
Star Wars murder.
Murder mystery. But how funny is it that sentence he didn't want to say?
Yeah.
There is no spoiler in that whatsoever.
Yeah.
The murder mystery is the part that like
There's a mystery.
yeah, right.
That's what you
It's not like you
spoiled.
told me who did the murder.
I like the mystery
But you
about
did
there
say-
being a mystery.
It was Baby Yoda.
No,
He didn't say anything.
I like the mystery. I like the mystery.
Now I'm going to start guessing who the murderer is.
Not now, babe. I got to run to Target to complete the Star Wars murder mystery.
Yeah, and I had to come into the green screen room. There was going to be recordings. There was going to be a whole like plan where there was going to be reveals and
I'm
clues
in.
and
I'm in.
everything.
Say no more. I'm in.
But to no avail because my car couldn't
Well,
drive on
Let's
the
do
roads
this May
morning.
4th. May 4th we'll do.
Oh, yeah.
May 4th we'll do the murder mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Great
call,
call,
Ebo.
Ebo.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, May 4th.
Yeah, no, I have it all.
Murder mystery. But Connor, I do trust you. Between Brandon and I am way more the Connor guy.
Yes.
Of Brandon.
Who is Brandon a guy of? Like who?
That's a great point.
Yeah, like,
Himself, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
It's not
but,
like that's
you know-
my guy. He's a Brandon guy.
When Connor chimes in on the show, Brandon's like, "Oh boy, here we go," and I'm like, "No, let him
cook.
Let him cook a little bit."
Weird
having-
brains make this company go.
Right. Having said all of that, there might sort of be a narrative forming that you are a big ideas guy that can't see them through.
And
This
that's
is
what I don't want. But I
between
get
the-
it.
the
I totally
Creed
Now you
tickets?
have like 3 months.
Between the Creed tickets, we have Connor writing the Mostly Sports Manifesto because Connor Manifesto
Yep.
led to Michigan winning. A Connor Manifesto led to Michigan winning the national
I
title.
like that.
So our Connor is writing the Mostly Sports Manifesto.
I like that.
And he's had 2 months to do it, and he's got grand ideas, and he's like, I'm gonna write this 100-page thing, but like he's not really done it.
Yes, I have.
You've written it?
I have to make tweaks, but I haven't.
Okay.
So
You got to give him. Listen, I'm going to back up Connor here. A manifesto takes time.
It does.
Also,
You can't just
yeah.
shit out a
You
manifesto.
guys see me in the office here, like
You
I'm
are
doing
working-
other stuff.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
I'm saying.
no.
I know. I'm on your side. I'm just.
yeah.
You know.
It's
there
a big
there are-
idea. It's like this is going to be a very important. The murder mystery is a very important thing for you here now because
Yeah.
we have hyped it up.
I'm not saying you're lazy. I'm saying you have. This is all part of it, though. Is that you do have grand ideas. Now, can you ever see these ideas through? Are we worried about that? Because you do work a full-time job. You
Manifesto is a full-time job.
yeah. That's going to be a full-time job in and of itself.
Karl Marx,
Do we
Ted Kaczynski.
do we want to do the manifesto at 40K subscribers or 50K subscribers? Like when do we want to?
I want you. We will make that decision when you come to me and you say the manifesto is done. I have locked it. It is in a sealed vault,
Okay.
ready to be distributed.
All right.
Because I don't trust that we're there yet.
I think you should also like it'd be. I think it's funnier if you just spring the manifesto on a day where football's over and the
Yeah.
show drags for like the first 10 minutes. You're
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it.
Manifesto?
Fuck it.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem was we did like a little bit of a tease of it the day after I guess it was Tuesday, the day after Michigan won. But when you're just sitting on the show and reading a 100-page document, it's boring. Like,
No, it's
very
not.
boring.
It's not.
No,
So we'd
it's
have
not.
to do
Definitely
it.
not.
It's
Because
not
it's
boring.
your brain.
Yeah.
Your brain's not boring.
But
Yeah.
Your brain's weird.
And the boring part, that's the feature.
Right.
Like, that's the point, is like it's boring, and that's what makes it funny, is that you're reading a manifesto on the air for over an hour.
But
Right. The more boring,
like-
it's going to start
that's
and
what's-
it's going to, people will be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But the longer it goes, the better it gets.
Yeah.
that's why I said we should do it as a stream or a separate video. And then it was funny how on the Yak the other day we're talking about Jerry After Dark doing like a book reading because I do think that would be fun. Like I think
Right.
that would be possibly maybe you work in stuff after every page.
That's
do
a
this.
different type of fun, though. Jerry reading a book is fun because he might not be able to read.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, that's a different style of fun.
True.
But
But I get what you're saying, Mark. There are a lot of ideas. The Creed tickets, they are coming.
he got Brandon and I tickets to a Creed concert in August for Christmas.
Okay.
And we found out because we opened up the presents on the show, and it was written on a piece of paper, "You're going to Creed." So we then took the paper, like flipped it over to see. We assumed they were like printed out tickets, there's nothing on the
So
paper.
you didn't get the ticket.
And then come to find out, he hasn't bought the tickets yet.
That's actually a genius way to do it.
And the
I got
concert's in
you
August.
these tickets.
That was our Christmas present, was writing on a piece of paper, I will eventually buy you tickets to a concert.
Yeah, use this piece of paper for Creed tickets at some point.
This is an IOU.
Cash it in.
Because, I didn't know what their also, it's in August outdoors, and Brandon is going. So
He won't be able to handle that.
Yeah, like Connor, when you make your arguments, I'm with you. I'm just saying
it's a
that
big
this
purchase.
is,
I want to make sure it's
a
right.
narrative is starting to form that Connor has ideas.
But I kind of like that narrative too.
But we never actually get to see the ideas come to fruition.
What you need to do is just have all these ideas back up, and then one day just have it be Connor Day, and just be like, "Here's everything."
I don't know if people would. I don't know if people would like that. I have Manifesto. I have the Star Wars game. Creed tickets are coming. I am a man of my word, and I promise. I wore the dunce cap after we agreed. I'm a man of my word.
It is true. Hold that thought, though, because it is 10/18. It is on the 8th, and we have to now say that Thornton Township trustees of schools in South Holland, you will be closed today. There will be e-learning going on. The Rolling Meadows High School, you are closed today. The Academy at Forest View, which I think I'm repeating some of these because we only had a finite number listed on the sheet. You are closed today. And just as a reminder, Lincoln School in Joliet. Closed today.
Prison.
Closed today.
Big prison.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Elk Grove High School. I know I already said that, but great news. Still closed. Elgin Math and Science Academy Charter School. You're still closed. And Edison School there in Morton Grove. You will be closed today as well, which you already knew, but I'm just, repeating some good news. Get you excited to hear it again.
We got some good college basketball games tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
I'm looking right now.
Kentucky at A&M's the one that I'm most excited.
I know I'm gonna bet Villanova. They're playing UConn. By the way, tonight
At home or
I got my stinky pick. Where is it? I got my. Oh wait, no, that's next week. Sorry, I was looking because I'm going to Iowa, Wisconsin next Saturday.
Ooh.
Indiana, Wisconsin next Friday. I got both of the things wrong on that.
okay.
I was 0 for 2 on saying
yeah.
it. Here's the stinky pick of the day. Because remember I gave you Georgetown,
You did.
Seton Hall.
It was right.
Iowa -4.5. Iowa does stink.
They're playing who?
Nebraska. You have to fade Nebraska after they beat Purdue.
After they beat Purdue.
And it's at Iowa. 4.5 is a lot for a bad Iowa team.
Iowa team.
But that's why I love it. That's my stinky pick of the day.
Has Nebraska
That's my stinky pick of the day.
Nebraska played on the road once and got worked at Wisconsin, right? That was their road game that they played.
Yeah, Wisconsin's good. What is Rutgers good?
good.
Rutgers is bad again.
Rutgers stinks.
Good. All's right with
Next
the
year.
world. Oh, next year.
It's Final Four.
Oh, Final Four next year.
Yeah.
Is that one kid?
2 kids.
Who's the other kid?
Ace Bailey.
Did Woj ruin his announcement too?
No.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Titus, I have a confession. I didn't give up college basketball I watched last night.
Oh.
Hell yes.
Oh.
It's something about watching a team that's actually good that's still kind of rewarding, even though it doesn't matter.
Well,
they win the game.
That's awesome. This is great. You're gonna get your heart ripped out. in March.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I always lose on Thursday nights. Always, because it's always the weird games. It's like there's like one Big Ten game,
Yeah.
and then there's the Pac-12 games, and some weird other games. It's like, I'm a Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday guy.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday.
That checks out.
Is where I do my work. But yeah.
Did you have a traffic update you wanted to share, Connor?
In Guadalajara, yeah.
Yeah.
I did find that.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Traffic in Guadalajara. Person sobre la avenida Javier Mina a la altura del Mercado San Juan Dios en sentido hacia la Calzada Independencia. Debido a que continúan las obras de extinción, la circulación permanecerá cerrada aproximadamente hasta las what's 11?
11.
11 de la mañana. Okay, that's it.
I got bad news, Connor.
What?
May 4th is a Saturday.
We do it as a special. Special release.
There's no sports on there. that
Honestly?
day, right? Maybe a little college.
I wouldn't hate it if it was just a video
College
with
baseball.
just Connor trying to figure out his own murder mystery. Connor tries to figure out the rules to his own game.
We
Like, don't think
Yeah.
about the game. until that day, and then be like, wait, what was this?
You create the game. We expose you to just a skosh of carbon monoxide to fuck up your memory. And then you have to solve your own murder mystery.
Well, so
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
when Tim Woods came into the office yesterday, I was so inspired, and I was thinking like I could be like the game master of
The what master?
This is it now, Connor. I'm going to say this right now. This is I'm backing you, but what Titus was saying, big ideas. You're the game master of Barstool Sports.
No, of the Star Wars murder mystery.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
Yes, I was going to be like operating it
Yes.
at all, but I would be down to
be the game
take
master.
some carbon monoxide.
You're the gay master.
Yeah,
of-
we have an
we
have an in-house
You'll be
game master.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Connor's the gay master.
yeah. The game. Well, you know what? Let's give you a title. Let's say you're the Grand Wizard.
You're Grand Wizard / gay master. Yeah, Grand Wizard / gay master. Connor Griffin.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I don't like this one bit.
Put the cap back on.
I wanted to be the game master of the Star Wars murder
Yes,
mystery.
got it.
But I would take carbon monoxide if that would make for a better video.
It undoubtedly would.
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo going to the Patriots. That's boring.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's
Why-
boring. I also said his name wrong today on PMT. People were very mad at me. I was just calling him Jared Mayo. My bad. I don't know every
first
assistant coach's name. So.
Linebackers coach.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, if you. I feel
Why-
Hank said he wanted Vrabel.
Yeah, why is this happening in sports? We were talking about that a little bit. Why? Because that's become the college basketball thing. Is that
The succession plan.
yeah? There's no sexy hires anymore.
Right.
It's just always like an in-house assistant or
This
a
also
guy who played here a while ago.
we had a moment, and I think we did a podcast maybe last year on the Mark Titus show. It is always sad when you lose like these characters, like Pete
Yeah.
Carroll, Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. Like, if you don't root for those teams, but the characters, like, you depend on them. Like they're just something about them. They make sports like more vibrant, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, and Rod Mayo's not a character, so
Right,
see
and-
he's hired. You're taking out the character of the NFL. Well, not the character, but like the guy who's lorded over the entire league, and you're replacing him with the guy that it's like I have no feelings towards it.
Right,
It
and
sucks.
it's like you don't like new age coaches. They're smarter about the world around them. You won't get like these old curmudgeon-y moments. We need to make like a Masters League for old coaches. Like I'd tune in if it was like, hey, we're just gonna watch a random college football game. It's gonna be Nick Saban versus Steve Spurrier.
Yes,
Just give them two random teams,
like the senior tour.
Yeah.
the PGA senior
Yeah, for
tour, but
coaches.
it's like for coaches.
For coaches.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, Coach K is gonna coach against Boeheim again.
Speaking of coaching characters, I have one more sports topic that we could talk about. Dan Lanning's video to say that he's not leaving Oregon. Is Dan Lanning cool?
I didn't see it. Well, yes, he did wear, and this is how easy it is for someone like myself. There was I think it was a Merry Christmas with his family, and he had a Barstool Sports.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I was like,
Then we
I
have
am
to
now
like
the
him.
biggest Dan Lanning fan ever.
I don't.
It's that easy.
Yeah, it is that.
Do you think there's ever been a PR team that has said like, hey, like go on PMT or wear this hat, and they'll just never give you shit?
I'll never say anything bad.
Like,
about
I
you.
won't. I'm very biased towards the people who are like, if you like me, I like you. That's that easy. It's that easy. It's not hard to figure out. Like if you just say, like Kyle Shanahan sometimes wears a Pardon My Take Legends hoodie that I know Kittle just gave it to him.
Yeah.
Because like Shanahan was like, oh, that hoodie looks comfortable, and Kittle just gave it to him. Like he's been on PMT, but he probably doesn't even know like that logo's there. But every time he wears it, I'm like, Kyle Shanahan is the best coach in the NFL. Like that is a fact.
That's all it takes.
But yeah, Dan Lanning. So yeah, I think he's.
You have to say he's cool.
I think he's cool. I also liked it for Oregon because they've been a stepping stone, and it's crazy that Oregon is a stepping stone. I'm happy that he's staying.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they
happy.
lost
I'm happy he's
Cristobal,
staying.
Taggart.
I worked under the assumption all season that Dan Lanning was like a cool, young, fiery coach. Like he was talking shit about Dion, and then he beat their ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of like this guy. And then I found out about the tattoo of his wife. He's got his wife's cleavage tattooed. Did you know this?
No.
Oh no.
I see
Well,
his
I don't.
picture?
This is the
This
problem.
rocks.
He's got his
Also-
wife's titties tattooed on his rib cage.
Are they nice titties?
They're kind of nice titties.
Okay. Well then, yeah. Why not?
He's got that- yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember. I did see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are nice titties.
Yeah.
It's got every school logo that he's coached at.
And
Alabama, Pitt,
Sam Houston, Oregon.
And it's not. I don't think this is automatically I just like this is ambiguous to me. I see this and I'm like, I don't
know if I would do
know if
Pitt
I
in between the
love-
tits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I love that he did this, but also if my wife's titties look like that, maybe I get them.
I have a question. Is she Native American?
Yeah, she does. She just looks like.
Wait, is that the cancer? Like,
It's bone cancer, I think. Yes.
did he have bone cancer?
It breaks it down here.
Scroll up to the picture of the wife.
This is
with the,
nuts,
with
but
the,
I'm kind of into it.
like on the field, the actual picture. Yeah, that one. That's his wife.
She's hot.
Yeah.
Respectfully, because he's a Barstool fan. Respectfully. By the way, Dan Lanning, Oregon fans should say thank you to us, Titus, Big Ten, because he would have left if.
Oh,
he went for the
absolutely,
Big
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not for us.
Yeah, so you're welcome, Oregon.
But they could also hate us because Ben Mintz was trying to get Dan Lanning to Alabama.
Yeah, true. Here's a
That's
teaser. Here's a teaser. Mincy will be on the Yak today, and we have some news that we're going to break on the Yak.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a teaser.
Mincy's very close to breaking this. I can see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
He's so close.
He's in full Mincy mode right now, where if you just walk by him, that's say goodbye to the next 20 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
Last night I was eating because I came back to do PMT, and I was trying to eat dinner, and he just was all up in my ear. But he was giving me good information.
Yeah, he's working the phones.
Plugged in. Yeah. He's a nervous wreck.
Is this your office?
It might be.
He just walked. He walked into this room at least 3 different times yesterday on 3 different phone calls. While
Gotta take
this
call.
studio.
yeah,
gotta
while
take
we
call.
were in here with the door closed.
Yeah, I walked in. I walked in, and he was in here just pacing on the phone. I was like, "My bad, Mincy. I didn't mean to get all up in your space." And he's like, "Nah, this is your space." And I was like, "Oh,
But
I guess
it's
I guess it is. I didn't think about that."
Yeah. No, he's
That's
an
very kind
interesting
of
cat.
you,
He's
We
got one of one guys over here. He's definitely one of the one of ones.
I think I have to run.
All right.
Damn.
I have to go to
You're
the house.
fucked.
I am fucked. I am fucked for a lot of reasons. I don't know if I can afford the house. It was one of those things where it was like, let me take the swing, and then the swing connected, and now I have to run the bases, and I don't.
But if you
Bad analogy, but
if you listen, if you can't afford the house, you'll foreclose. I'll buy it as a distress asset.
Yeah.
And I'll rent it back to you for way over asking price.
yeah.
Just be your landlord.
Yeah.
That would be so bad. If I was your
Yeah,
landlord,
yeah,
you just complain about stuff. I'm like, nah, I don't give a fuck, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, you.
And
fix your own
if I
life.
give you a winner, you knock like $500 off the rent for that month. And if I give you a loser, you put $500.
yeah, it's
Give me a college basketball winner, Titus, and we'll go ahead and knock the rent down. I'm like,
yeah. Okay.
All right, that's the show. Thank you to Ron Coomer stopping by. That was incredible. That was really awesome for me, and yeah, thanks for setting that up, Dan.
Yeah, the voice of summer.
Thank you to everybody watching. We'll be back on we are doing a show on Monday. We decided we are definitely doing a show on Monday, so we'll be back on Monday.
So no respect for MLK Day?
Yeah. Well, it's Brandon's decision. Brandon put his foot down. We were trying to take the day off, and Brandon said no. So Brandon will be back as well. Subscribe, please. Subscribe. Like the stream for the algo. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
That's how ball is done.